It was a quiet afternoon on my ranch, the kind of peaceful day I had worked hard to earn. The wind rolled through the open fields, rustling the tall grass, and my horses grazed lazily under the sun. Everything was perfect until I heard the shouting. I stepped outside my farmhouse and saw Karen, the self-proclaimed queen of our HOA, standing at my front gate. Her arms were crossed, her face red with anger, and her designer sunglasses were pushed up onto her head, as if she had marched all the way over just to start an argument. "You can't block this road," she snapped, pointing a manicured finger at me. "I have been using this shortcut for years. You have no right to close it off." I sighed already, regretting the interaction. "Karen, this is private property. It's my land. I'm well within my rights to put up a gate and stop trespassers." She scoffed. "That's ridiculous. This is an HOA community, and I say this road stays open." I raised an eyebrow. "You say last I checked, you don't own my land. And this ranch is outside of HOA jurisdiction." That was the truth. My ranch bordered the neighborhood, but it had never been part of the HOA. I had deliberately bought land outside of their reach to avoid nonsense like this. But Karen, in all her entitlement, had been using my private road as her personal shortcut for years. A few weeks ago, I had enough and installed a lock gate. I put up clear no trespassing signs, thinking that would solve the issue clearly. I had underestimated her persistence. Karen's face twisted in frustration. "You're trying to isolate me from my own neighborhood. That's illegal. I have rights. You also have a perfectly good road leading out of the neighborhood." I pointed out. "You just don't want to take the longer route. That's not the point." She snapped. "This is about principle. I'm calling the cops." I leaned against the fence, watching her pull out her phone with a smug sense of confidence. "Sure. Go ahead." Karen dialed 911 with a dramatic huff. "Yes, I need officers immediately," she barked into the phone. "Some man is blocking off public access to a road we've been using for years. He's acting aggressive there." It was the aggressive accusation I had dealt with Karen before, but this was a new low. She wasn't just being entitled, she was outright lying to the police. Fine, I thought. Let's see how this plays out. 15 minutes later, the sound of approaching sirens broke the quiet afternoon. 2 squad cars pulled up and Karen turned to me with a smug grin. "Now you're in trouble," she whispered, crossing her arms triumphantly. The officers stepped out, their expressions serious, until they saw me, one of them. Officer Reynolds stopped mid-step and frowned. "Detective Miller?" he asked. Karen's mouth fell open. "Hey, Reynolds," I said casually. "Sorry you had to come all the way out here?" The other officer, Martinez, shook his head. "You got Karen in trouble again." "You know her?" I asked. "Oh yeah," Martinez said with a sigh. "We've had complaints from her before. Last time she tried to find a guy for painting his house." The wrong shade of beige. Karen's smugness evaporated. "I don't understand. You know him," she stammered. Reynolds crossed his arms. "Ma'am, Detective Miller is an undercover officer. He owns this property, and it is not part of the HOA. He has every legal right to close this road." Karen's face turned pale. But I've been using it forever, and now you won't be anymore," Reynolds said firmly. "If you continue trespassing, we'll have to press charges." Karen opened and closed her mouth like a fish gasping for air. She had no argument left. She had called the cops on an undercover detective, only to be the one breaking the law. "You'll regret this," she finally huffed before spinning on her heel and storming away. Reynolds shook his head. "You want to file a complaint?" "Nah," I chuckled. She embarrassed herself enough today. As Karen disappeared into the neighborhood, I turned back toward my ranch, enjoying the peace once again. Maybe now she'd finally learn her lesson, but knowing Karen, probably not. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this video with family and friends. Thank you.